Hello Capricorn, and welcome to Sincere Tarot. This is your mid-January What Do You Need to Know tarot reading, and your theme is the world. There is cause for celebration, potential travel or moving, but there's something that's come full circle, something that's come to an end, but in a good way. It's cause to celebrate. It's like finishing one book so that you can move on to the next level. All right, let's see. What does Capricorn need to know for mid-January? Ooh, it may not seem like the ending that you want, but it is something that needed to happen. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right, so this has something to do with this. So this is the past. We've got the Page of Swords. So this was either something to do with a young child or someone who's younger than you, or potentially a young girl. But it can also be the start of something that had to do with, it could be a thought or idea, or something to do with communication, like anything from words, something written, something about like the start of a project or a new idea or a new perspective. Yeah, so something that was kind of new, or a young, most likely girl. Now, someone who is a little bit naive, but still very, very eager. And this could also have been your perspective. You may have moved forward with a particular kind of like newish idea, thought, and communicated it without, anyways. Something about that message or what was communicated, or young girl, I'm just gonna say like it was a message, okay? It is something has completely, like, that little thing, you had no idea. It's like a spark that caused an explosion. Now, you are coming up as the Tower, so it seems like you have had a revelation. Oh, someone also may have communicated this to you, possibly a young girl, or someone who you didn't really know very well, possibly over social media, things like that. But now it's almost like there's this huge revelation, like an explosion within you. And also it could be something to do with if you work in communication or defense or something like that. That could be what's kind of blown up. Anyways, there's been a huge revelation, something you cannot ignore. You're realizing that there was either some sort of like situation or belief system or structure that you thought was solid that's completely fallen apart. You are now realizing what doesn't work in that regard. I feel as though it is something to do with someone from your past, potentially someone you've been thinking about a lot, or someone who's been thinking a lot about you. So someone may have sent a message. You may have sent them a message, not realizing like the reaction, or vice versa. But I'm feeling for the most part, you sent someone else a message from your past, someone you've been thinking about a lot. It could be even someone from your childhood. And if that's not resonating, sometimes this can represent someone from your past life that you feel like you have a really big connection with, okay? So there was some sort of message that's given a new perspective that has just absolutely rocked your world, okay? So what the outcome is the Strength card. This can sometimes also be a Leo. So you've got this, like no matter what, you might be feeling a bit shaky right now and a bit like uncomfortable, insecure, all of that, but the outcome in the near future is you've got this, like you're so strong, you will move forward, you will persevere, okay? So this is a major arcana, which means that is the outcome 100%. There's no denying this card. There's no denying this card that your world's been shaken up, but there is absolutely no denying that you will grow so much stronger, you will learn so much, and you will learn a lot about yourself as well. So if this has to do, I see a lot of waiting around. So if this has to do with another person, I feel like this is aspecting you. So you might just be kind of waiting around being like, okay, is anything going to happen? And then this other person is like, I don't know which way I should go. Or if this has to do with work or something like that, it's like total indecision. I don't know, maybe this, maybe that. You're just waiting around being like, okay, what am I supposed to do? It might have something to do with your home life. But yeah, a huge, some sort of message or new perspective, a massive revelation, but no matter what, you will get through this. But I also see a little bit of apathy and on your end but what else are you meant to do? You're like waiting around like, okay, now what's next, right? Nothing's really happening, but you will get through this. But I feel that this is something that needed to finish. This is something that needed to happen to kind of complete this aspect of your life so you can move on to the next chapter. Let's get some clarification cards. All right, clarification cards for Capricorn for mid-January about the situation. Okay, definitely it might have been a lot of messages as well, actually. Wow, it definitely could have been a young girl that maybe gave this message, or a young child or something like that, because again, we've got the Princess of Wands, so a young girl, and I feel like she was speaking out of her inspiration, even if she didn't realize it. But again, it could still be a project or someone that you don't really know that well, potentially on social media, and they were actually being guided by their, you know, guides or spirit, and they might not even realize it. They just kind of did something, they felt like doing it, and that's it. Yeah, I feel like there are so many messages that you absolutely cannot deny, like this situation. I feel as though this has to do with your stability and sense of security. You may now have kind of a new idea about what you truly desire, real security, you know, real stability. And that could be everything from like having a stable income stream, a stable job, a stable place to live, stable connections with the people in your life. It could even be that you realize you need like a contracted marriage or renewal of vows or something like that, paperwork, actual contracts. And also it could be something about your physical body that you're realizing you need to really improve the strength of your physical body, for sure. You will get it. Your outcome's the strength card, so you got this. Interesting. We've got another princess. Yeah, this might have something to do with a child. But yeah, it might have something to do with a child or something when you were a child, for example. Wow. Or a child that you know, something like that. The outcome is aspected by the Princess of Swords. So the thing is, you might feel on the surface in the future, Prince of Swords, that there's kind of like a lot of stress kind of in your head, but you will be able to stay focused and persevere no matter what. So there might be times when you're like thinking in your head thoughts that are negative or like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to make it, blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. Okay. That's just a byproduct. You will get through this 100%. I feel like the other person's indecision is really disappointing in general, and you are eventually going to just get tired of waiting. So I feel like, yeah, there's a huge bit of information, but then there's no real action. It might be just a little bit more talk than anything, potentially, or it's just not fruitful enough. Yeah. So I think you're kind of seeing the situation for what it is, full circle. Okay, I want to get a few more clarification cards. Then we're going to do some advice cards to kind of help best deal with this person or situation. Okay, so let's clarify. What is the Six of Cups again? I feel like it might genuinely be a child, or it could be someone who acts like a child. But this was meant to be. Interesting. Okay, tell me more about this Tower. Some sort of partnership that you thought could trust. It could literally potentially be the end of a contract at work, or a marriage contract, or a friendship where you really have, where you thought you had, where you did have like a real connection. Let's aspect this Ace of Swords in the middle. Yeah, you will get through this no matter what. You're tough, 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 tough. And yeah, okay. One more clarification card, then we'll do the advice cards. I just want to clarify the outcome once more. Yeah, you are going to be able to get through this, but alone. You are so capable. You are so capable of getting through this, okay? All right. Advice for Capricorn for this situation, please and thank you. All right? Wow. Okay, the first advice card, we have got the Ace of Pentacles. Believe it or not, this was a gift from the universe. Yep. You might not believe me. You probably don't at this point. But this is to show you with the real evidence, like you're a very practical sign. You're a very evidence-based sign. You needed this proof, this evidence that this was not going to work out. You kind of needed this, a wake-up call to really realize that this thing that you thought was solid is not solid in the way that you thought it was, okay? Some of you might want to get legal advice if this has something to do with the law or some sort of rules with contracts. You might want to get someone to go through any contracts with a fine-tooth comb. Regardless, you will want to do your absolute best to just take a step back and look at this from a non-emotional perspective, and try really hard to look at this from an unbiased perspective, okay? The third advice card is the Queen of Cups. So definitely take care of yourself. Be careful what you emotionally invest yourself into. Make sure you don't drink too much, or like, you know, just drown your sorrows or anything like that, okay? But definitely make sure that you're nourishing your heart and your emotions. The final advice card, we've got the Emperor. For those of you that have a, you know, positive father or father figure in your life, you might want to get advice from them potentially. Irregardless, oh my gosh, that word is so wrong. It's regardless. I can't believe I said that. Pretend you never heard me say that. Anyways, so you might also want to talk to your boss or someone who is of a higher authority figure in this regard, so that you can make sure that you've got all of the advice that you need. Also, if this, you can be independent, you can do this on your own, and you have all of the experience necessary, so don't doubt yourself, okay? If you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That is all in the description box below. Definitely make sure that you, my words. Anyways, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, because I do monthly and mid-monthly readings, and you can also follow me on social media if I haven't said that already. If you are still here, you get a secret bonus card. Yeah, you need structure. You need a contingency plan to make sure that nothing like this ever happens again, whether this is a relationship or your work or whatever. And yeah, you need a little bit of structure. I think you're realizing that now, but that's what this lesson is, so that you can have that in the future, which you will, because you will get through this 100%. Have a good month.